All right, well, welcome to your practice on this blustery Tuesday morning. Um, yeah, okay. We're just going to get right into it. So take your palms, turn them up, lay them on your lap, lift your heart, close your eyes, settle into your sit. Let's take a few breaths here. Welcome yourself to your mat, to your own studio space. Just listening to the sound of your breath. And just checking in how you're feeling, how this body is feeling. And feeling your presence as you take this seat of the yogi and embark on your yoga journey without attachment, without aversion, and just doing the work with joy in your heart, with a sense of playfulness. On your next inhalation, join your palms together in front of your heart, lengthen yourself tall. And as you exhale, bow your chin with reverence, with honoring, and in devotion. Take another inhale, lengthen, lift your chin, stay here as you exhale. And we're going to open this practice in Om together 3 times. And just start by taking a nice full breath. You're just going to hold this breath at the top and then release the breath. And we'll inhale to begin. And exhale, bow your chin. Stay in this position, and you can keep your eyes closed or open them a little bit. Feel the pinky stuck together, the thumb stuck together, the base of your palm stuck together, and remove the 3 middle fingers in the palms. And this we call the open lotus, the flower within your heart space. So feel your breath here. And take a nice big breath in. This time, exhale through your mouth right into your palms. Seal the hands from the base up to the fingers, and then interlace the fingers together. You can open your eyes if you wish. Open the palms, and inhale, reach up to the sky, and turn your face up. And as you exhale, just lean to one side. You can come up and go to the opposite side. And we'll just do this a few times. Just turning side to side, and then we're just going to change it a little bit. The next time you go to the side you're going to, turn your face down and bring the opposite shoulder down. And then come back up, crescent over and turn. And then come up, and you'll crescent over and turn. And last one. Good. And turn. And come back to your center, reach up, look up. And exhale, open the arms, take them all the way down, touch the earth, stretch your legs out, move your little feet around, and we'll come back to opposite cross of the legs. However you do that is totally fine. And we'll bring the hands together with great reverence. Inhale. Exhale, bow your chin, open your flower. You can even look into your hands, imagining, you know, the top petals of the flower opening. Good. And then seal your palms together, opposite, interlace the fingers, flip the palms, reach up. Good. Exhale, crescent, whichever side. And then from here now, I'm going to turn to look down and take it around over to the other side and back. So we're just going to circle and just be mindful of, you know, how the ribs are moving, the shoulders. And if you need to bend your elbows, that's fine. Good. Let's take one more little swirl around and then change direction. Good. And let's do one more full rotation here. Just opening yourself, stirring yourself. And then you'll inhale and reach up. Exhale, release your arms, touch the earth, stretch your little legs out. Move your toes and your feet. Good. All right, and then from here, I'm going to bring my hands together. I'm going to sweep both legs over to the left. So I'll just boop, take them over, and we'll do that foot in front of me thing here. Take the right hand down to the floor, reach your left arm up, and lift yourself up. You don't have to lift your hips, just lift your ribs, and then crescent over. Good. Inhale, come up. We're going to go the opposite way. So it can be kind of awkward. You put your left hand down. I'm actually going to grab my left foot here and just turn it back so it's pointing back instead of out. And then take the hand down, reach your right arm up, and there's a bit of crescenting through the ribs. I'm going to turn my gaze to look at my left hand, bending my left elbow a little bit. Good. And then we'll come back, and we're just going to go back to that first side, crescent. And if you feel you want to lift your hips, you might bring the right hand back a little bit. Lift your hips, just open. Good. And then release. Bring your hands at your heart, and we're just going to change the legs. So I'm going to just whoop, dance them over, however that works for you. Good. Okay, and then we take the left hand down, you reach your right arm up, and just crescent over to this side. Put your left hand wherever you need. Notice where you put your gaze. Good. And then come up, and on the way, you might take the right hand, grab the right foot, point it back, and then crescent over here. And just go slow. A lot of stuff in this opposite fold or crescent. And then we'll come back up, and I'll take the hand down, and you might just go over again, or if you want to lift, you bring the left hand in a little bit, lift your hips, and then open yourself. Good. And we'll come back. Good stuff. Okay, I'm going to bring the hands together. I'm going to come back. Oh, no, I didn't do it like that. Sorry, I'm just going to change the legs. Good. And then from here, we're going to take twists. So I'll take the right hand down. We'll start by reaching the left arm up. Adjust your feet if you need to. And then grow up, crescent, and now turn to look down. Reach that left arm away. Now I have a wall here. If you have a wall and you push into the wall, that elicits a little bit of magic. Good. And then we'll take that hand to the floor, walk your hands around, adjust your hips if you need to, and lower onto your forearms. And you might walk the forearms behind you more. Come into a deeper twist here. Okay, so here we are in this shape. we've done this before, you know this. Start to almost like, how can you find a little dance here without moving your arms, without moving your legs? Can you move, your torso a little bit, your ribs a little bit, your shoulders, even your head? Could even be a little bit of a cat-cow movement. Yeah. All right, and then let's just settle in, do nothing. And we'll take 3 breaths. Good. And then coming back up on your hands. Adjust yourself. Whew, that feels nice. And then bring your hands together. Change the legs, however that works. And adjust your foot. And then we'll take the left hand down and reach the right arm up. And crescent over, turn to look down. So the left hand is pushing forward. I'm just going to reach this right arm. Imagine I have a wall here, pushing into. And then release your hands down, walk them behind you, and lower onto your forearms. So adjust whatever you need to. The hips might need adjusting. And then, maybe you settle, or maybe you look for some little movement. And feel free to close your eyes. Good. And then we'll just drop in. I'm going to do nothing but let everything release to gravity. Good. And then walk yourself back upright. Come back to your center. Bring the hands together. Good. This time I'm just going to take that back leg and sweep it around and take it over. And if this is too much at the beginning, just go in front. It's fine. We're still at the beginning of our practice. I'm just going to adjust my hips. I am sitting on a blanket. Good. So however you are here, feel what this is for you. Notice if your hip's really lifting. Maybe you adjust your foot. Yes. Okay, going for twists. I'm going to take the right hand behind. Left hand's going to hold this right knee. Lift yourself up. Draw the knee across. Turn your head. Walk your right hand behind you if there's room. And then you can stay with the left hand on the knee, or if you want to take that elbow to the outside. We're right at the beginning of our class. So, you go with whatever eases you in. And we'll take one big breath in. And breathe out. And we're going to release. So come around. I'm going to take my hands together. I'm going to bring this leg back. So I have my back in this, then hands together. I'm going to change. It's just hip work, however it works for you. So you're here, hands together, still at your heart. Now you're going to take your left leg. Bring it either in front or to the outside. Adjust yourself. You can take your hands to the floor. Just kind of feel however you need this to be. And then we'll go for a twist. So the left hand behind, the right hand comes over. You turn, draw that knee towards the right. Walk your left hand behind you more if you can. Breathe in your twist. You're going to take one more breath. And release, come back, bring the hands together, and this time I'm just going to stretch the legs out, move the little toes around. Good. Okay, now I'm going to come into cross-legged so I can move on to hands and knees. So you don't have to do that. If this is not in your wheelhouse to come up, then just find your way onto your hands and your knees. Feel free to put You know, a little support there for your knees. Good. And we're just going to move into cat-cow. So find your stance. You don't have to be right, you know, hips over knees and shoulders over wrists. You can make it a little longer. Tuck your toes under if you like. And then just start to move into cat-cow. And if you did make your table a little longer, maybe there's a little bit of front to back motion that can happen here. So you're dropping the belly, lifting the chin. And then as you draw the belly in, you drop the head. Good. Now we're going to take this to around the world. So just a circular cat-cow. So the next time you come forward and drop your belly, lift your chin, now shift your ribs or your mid-belly over to one side, roll it up and over to the other side and down. Like you're rolling the barrel of your torso. Feel your head move. Find a way to embody this play, joyfulness. So whatever works here, you know, you might become bigger. You might have your eyes closed. And then reverse and circulate in the opposite direction. Good. All right, so I'm going to do one more circle in this direction and then circulate one time in each direction. Good. And then from here, we're going to move into child's pose. So you might walk your knees up, tops of the feet to the floor, send it back. And if you need any other props, take a moment, put them in. I'm extending my arms far in front of me. And then dropping into the breath. Release your head. Surrender to gravity. Just feeling your breath filling you and releasing. And staying as you are, but put your mind into your right hand. Feel it on the floor. And you're welcome to lift your head or keep it down. We're just going to lift the left arm up. And it doesn't need to go up that high. Wherever it goes, it might go all the way up to the sky. And then we'll release it and just switch. So we'll lift the right arm up. I'm just going to do this a few times, just switching, moving with the breath. Whatever is working for you, you know, you're doing the work. It's all good. And we started lifting the left arm, so I'm going to finish with the right and then settle in again. Take one more breath. And bring yourself up to your hands and your knees. And we're going to take forearm dog. So I'll walk my knees back or my hands forward. And then we'll turn the inner elbows to face front and lower the forearms to the floor. Interlace your fingers. Feel the little pinky there. It's going to take all the weight. And you're just going to tuck it in. So you just tuck it in, go pinky on pinky. Walk your elbows in a little bit more. And then you press the forearms out without moving them. Now anchor from your shoulders into your elbows. Push down. You're going to feel your heart lift. Lift your belly a little bit. Take the shoulders now away from the ears. Extend the crown of your head forward. Tuck your little toes under. Inhale. Exhale, lift the hips. Press the forearms away. If you want to walk your feet in, you can walk them in. You can bend your knees. Push the forearms away. Let your head hang. And anchor the forearms down. One more breath. Okay, and then we release to rest. So you can come into child's pose, or I'm going to sit in Vajrasana. I'm just going to sit on my heels, close my eyes maybe, or rest the gaze on the floor, feel the breath. And then we're going to do that exact same thing, opposite interlace of the fingers. Take one more breath as you are. And find your way back to your setup position, your hands and your knees. It's a nice long table. Turn your inner elbows to face front, lower onto your forearms. Opposite interlace the fingers. Tuck your little pinky in, and now walk the elbows in. Generally, we come in and we're really wide here. Then you push the forearms out. Good. Draw the shoulders away from your ears and anchor from the shoulders into the elbows. Draw your belly in. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, lift yourself up. And this time, you can stay here. Walk your feet in, anchor the forearms, or if you want to start to just rock a little bit front to back, and you can do that with bent knees or straight legs, just moving yourself front to back, flossing your shoulders. You might lift your gaze and look forward. Good. Breathe. I'm going to do one more. And then we'll release and rest. Either child's pose, or I'm going to come and sit on my toes this time. So whichever one is all fine. You're just assimilating, integrating, feeling. And take a nice big breath in. Breathe out. Good. Come back to your hands and your knees. Good. So I'm just going to turn to face you, but you can stay as you are. Good. From here, so you find your comfortable tabletop, and it might be extended. I'm going to take the left leg out to the side. Boop. Yeah. I'm just going to open, lift the toes. As you lift the toes, the hips are going to shift over to the left. And then I'll put the foot down. I'm going to lift the heel up and let that, same hip come down. So I'm just going to move the hips, the leg, maybe the gaze, the head will move. Breathe. Good. Let's do one more full rotation. And then I'll bring that foot into what I'm going to call neutral, where I bring it down. Okay, now I'm going to feel, I want to take more weight onto I think I said I'm extending the left leg. So the right arm is going to be nice and strong. I draw the belly in. The right toes are tucked under. I'm going to lift this leg up. Then I'm going to sweep it behind me. I'm not touching the floor. I'm just going to reach it, maybe over to the right, look at it, and then bring it on back. And I'll look at it. And then I'll just sweep it back. And the knee can bend here too. It doesn't have to be straight. If you want to do this with a bent knee, that's fine. I'm just moving this leg. Good. And the next time it sweeps over to the right, I'm going to put the toes down. Good. I'm just going to press the heel back. I'm going to look at it. Okay. I walk my hands a little bit over to the left so you can see. But now I'm going to anchor the left hand down, shift the weight onto the left arm, and reach the right arm up. And it can come up just a little bit, or it might go all the way up. There's a twist happening. Good. And then release. Good. Sweep the leg. Actually, let's just come to hands and knees, and then we can sit or child's pose. Just take 2 breaths here. However you choose to be is lovely. Good. Okay. You might want to shake if your wrists are getting a little tired, give them a little shake, and then we'll do the second side. Yes. Okay, we'll come back to our hands and our knees. Find your place here, and then we'll extend the right leg out to the side in the basic leg resting pose. Good. Okay, then we're going to lift the foot up. You can look at it. The hips are going to shift to the left. And we'll place the foot down, lift the heel up, and that right hip kind of drops. Just do that a few times. You don't have to go fast. Feel all the little things that happen all the way up, maybe to the sides of the waist. to the stretch in the inseam of the leg. Good. Okay, and last one. And then we'll bring that foot into its basic resting pose. Anchor your hands so you feel, you're not dropping, lifting, lift the leg, and then sweep it back, and you can look at it, bring it on back. Good. And sweep and back. Sweep and back. And this time when it comes all the way back, I'll let the toes come down and press back into the heel. Okay, maybe you walk your hands a little bit to the right, you see what works. Feel the right hand connected. Reach the left arm up even a little bit, maybe all the way to the sky. Breathe. And release. Good. And then just bring your knees together. Again, we're just going to integrate. So I'm just going to sit. I'm going to take child's pose. It's fine. Just feel. Good. Okay. Regular downward facing dog. So if you need to move your wrists, if you need a forearm dog, that's fine. Just find your way into your version of downward facing dog. Even step the feet wide apart. Let's just take 5 breaths here, and you can move your dog, wiggle your dog, or just be still. Good. Okay. Nice. Let's walk your hands. If you're on your forearms, you might have to come down to hands and knees first. I'm just going to walk my hands back towards my feet. So you can find your way to do this. Forearm dogs, you'll figure it out. Again, so just bring yourself into a forward fold here. My feet are still wide apart. You can bend your knees and sway your hips if you like. And drop your head. Breathe. Release. Good. Okay, let's take our last big breath in and out. I'm going to come all the way up to standing. So you bend your knees a lot. As you do that, you lift, open your arms out, rise up from the power of your legs, reach up, touch your hands over your head, and then release your hands down in front of your heart. Just pause here and breathe. Good. Okay. And then you can bring yourself to the middle of your mat. Feel your feet on the floor. You can rock a little bit front to back. Good. And then settle into your mountain pose. So the feet are pointing straight. You can check them for yourself. Feel your legs firm, your belly lift a little bit. You release your arms down by your sides. Turn your palms to face front. Imagine your heart lifting. Good. Take a big breath in as you are. And breathe out. Good. Okay. Inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. We're going to look up. Palms can be facing each other. Press the feet down, reach. Send the hips back a little bit. So your tush back, like you want to stick it out. Just breathe here. Good. And we'll take the right hand, grab hold of the left wrist. You're going to pull that arm up and crescent over to the right. Good. Stay here. Feel your right foot nice and strong because we're going to take the left foot up off the floor and just move the left leg out. Now you're going to sweep the left leg behind you and put it down on the floor behind the right foot. Wherever it goes, don't worry about lining it up. Don't worry if the heel's touching. And crescent your hips over to the left and draw yourself over to the right. Now what's happening for me, maybe for you, the right hip's going to jut forward, so I'm just going to pull it back. Good. And then come back. Maybe you keep your arms like this as you release And you take that left leg out. Maybe we can take it all the way around because it's where it's going to go. It can come in the front. Then change the grasp. So the left hand holds the right wrist. Reach it up, lift yourself up, and now crescent over to the left. Shift your hips. Notice that the left hip's pulling forward. Maybe you pull it back. Breathe. Anchor your feet. Good. Come back. Good. Let's take the hands together down at the heart, and this time I'm going to move the right foot all the way around. So I feel the left leg nice and strong. Take the right leg out. Ooh, challenge my balance. Sweep it around. Good. And then just cross it in front. Now we're going to go to eagle. So we're going to start by taking the arms out. I'm up on the toes of my right foot. You can bend your knees. You can hold on to a wall. I'm going to send my tush back a little bit. Good. Now I'm going to sweep this left arm underneath the right. Palms together. You hold on to your shoulders. Sit down a little more. And then you can keep that foot on the floor, or you can lift the right foot up, but keep the knees crossed. Bend the knees. Lift the elbows up if that's there. Squeeze the knees together. Maybe not today. And then release your arms. Okay, now I'm going to just reach up, touch the palms together. You take this right leg, sweep it around all the way behind. Let it come behind the left, wherever it goes. Okay, now I'm going to put the right foot down, lift the left heel, kind of snuggle in. Arms open. Right elbow underneath left. And then sit down in your legs. Send your butt back. Squeeze the knees. Maybe you take the foot up. Lift the elbows. I'm laughing because it's just not happening today, but that's okay. Breathe. Even if you're falling, take one more breath. And then release. This time I'll just step the feet beside each other. Reach up and exhale, open your arms, come back to your forward fold. Touch the earth, bow your chin. I'm just gonna do that halfway up. So you inhale, lift your chin and your heart. And exhale and fold. So I have my knees bent, tush is back a little bit. Do it 2 more times. Good. Okay, and then we'll walk the hands forward, the feet back, and we're going to come into child's pose. So set yourself up, release yourself down. Maybe the knees are nice and wide. Hips come down, walk your hands forward, lower your forehead to the floor. And just breathe, release, integrate. Good. Okay, so we're going to take twisted child. So hopefully you're okay in child's pose. You feel your hands and you anchor down, lift your head and your heart, walk your hands over to the right. And we're not going to really move the body, just going to move the hands over and then drop down again. So feel the left hand is really anchored. Breathe into your left side. You can fold the right arm in and rest your head on the hand if you like. It doesn't need to stay out. And release to gravity. And then find your way back. And if you need a downward dog in the middle or just to relieve your knees, then that's fine, do that. And then when you're ready, there's nowhere else to go but to walk the hands over to the left and do the same thing. Just drop in. The right arm is going to stay anchored. And the left hand can come in if you want to rest your head on it. It can stay out. And take one more breath. And then bring yourself back into child's pose or sitting in Vajrasana, either one. Just take a few moments and integrate all of that. Good. Okay. So however you are, if you're in child's pose, you're in Vajrasana, we're going to come to sit on our tush. So however you want to do that is fine. I'm in Vajrasana. I'm going to bring the hands together and shift my hips over to my weaker side, which is going to be my right side. So I'll just drop them over my real right side. And then just sweep the legs out. Good. You can take your hands to the floor, move your little toes around. Good. Okay, so we're going to move into a series of seated forward folds. So I might take this blanket I'm sitting on and make it a little thicker so that you have some nice support to sit on. And then if you'd like to bring a bolster or your blocks in, you're very welcome to do that too if you want to support your head. So I'll just bring a block. Okay, so let's start with just a quick little footy. Just rub your feet, wake them up. Good. Okay. Well, we're going to start with that same thing we did at the very beginning of practice, where we took the foot over. So I'm going to take my left leg over in front of the right. Okay. We're just going to refine this a little bit. You can still go in front of your shin if that is better for you. You have to figure out what's right for you. Okay. Then I take my hands down and just wiggle my ribs a little bit side to side, my hips a little bit side to side. Good. Then I'll find a little bit of cat-cow here, just to kind of open, feel. Good. And then settle. So you feel that the hips are even, or they're both supported. And if that's not happening, just fold your blanket a little bit more. This can, just being in this, you might feel something happening already. Okay, now we go for twist. So the left hand stays behind. I'll take the right hand, hold the knee just like we did. Draw it in, start to turn. And this turn is really coming from the ribs and then opening up the left shoulder. Now I'm going to lean back just a little bit. And as I lean back, I might even walk the left hand back. I can twist a little bit more deeply. Now I can take that elbow over if I like, but it doesn't have to happen. You can press in and anchor the same way. Okay, now I'm in it, and whatever in it is, I'm going to turn my head to look at my left foot. Let's see if I can anchor my big toe. Good. Take one more breath. And then we release from this. Good. We'll just stretch the legs out. And just, you can close your eyes if you like. Release your jaw. Take a full breath in and out. Good. And then we'll go second side. So the left leg will come down and the right leg can be on top, or it can go all the way over. And again, I'm just going to take a few moments. So feel this, whatever this is, to lift, lengthen, maybe find a little bit of cat-cow just to kind of get into that hip crease or wherever you're feeling that. Good. And then I'll settle in and just take a moment to kind of feel how I'm aligned. Do I feel, is this okay? How can I strengthen, lengthen, and soften all at the same time? Then the right hand comes behind, start to turn, take the left hand, hold the knee, draw it in. And then once you've hit your place here, you're going to lean back a little bit. So the right hand might move back. And that leaning back is going to open up a new place to twist. Now I'm in it, I can take that left elbow to the outside of the knee if I wish, or just hold on, wherever works. Okay, then I stay here. I'm going to turn my head to look at my right foot. See, can I anchor at the toe? And then release. And just come back to whatever you need to do. You know, stretch your legs out. You want to sit cross-legged, it's all fine. Just pause, feel, receive. Good. Okay. We'll stretch the legs out. And I just kind of bring myself forward on my prop. You can take your hands and massage the inseam of your legs. And then feel how this is for you. And if it's not a happy position, then just grab maybe something to put underneath your knees. That might be happier for you. You see what works. I'm okay with the legs down, so I don't need that. I'm going to take it out. And then just open yourself. Now feel, you know, even that bit of cat-cow here, if you can find that. And there's that rolling back and rolling forward. So then we want to settle into that more of rolling forward, more cow. You can open your shoulders, lift up. You might even feel your heels strongly in the floor. Good. And then start to bring yourself forward into this. And I know you know that it doesn't need to stay static. You know, as you move forward, you start to feel that pulling on the inseam of your legs. You might be happy just moving, swaying, and slowly opening into this. And then as you settle, it might even be some cat-cow, you know, like there's lots of movement here. And then once you settle in, you know, you might take the arms wide and just drop your head. But if you're very close or you feel you can get your forehead to a block or a bolster, then that can be a really nice way of just releasing into it. So whatever works for you works for me. You find your place. Okay. The other thing I'm going to say, if you do have your head supported, you want to feel like the scruff of your neck is not dropping, it's lifting. Good. And hopefully you're in your place here and we can just melt in, feel your breath. You notice if you're gripping anywhere in your pelvic floor, the inseam of your legs. And take one more breath in, maybe sigh it out. And then very lovingly walk yourself upright. And let's just stay in this shape as you take the hands maybe behind your back and open your heart, lift your belly, drop your chin, open your jaw, breathe. And okay, I'm going to side bend now over to I'll start with the left. So if this is too much with both legs open, you'll fold the right leg in. I'm going to keep both of mine open. So yogi's choice. Reach the arm up. Now crescent over. And then like we did at the very beginning now, turn and look down and reach. Good. And now inhale, lift the arm back up to the sky. And this time maybe take it behind you, like you're going to reach behind you. And then inhale, reach up and turn, face the leg, reach. Might even be beside the leg. Good. Okay, and now take this right arm down to the inside of this left leg. We're just going to walk ourselves out. We're going to drop down into this forward fold. Now, if you have both legs extended, you might feel your right hip lift. That's okay. If it's too much, try bending the right leg. That's going to make things a little bit, I want to say less. Good. Just drop in here so your hands can stay on the floor, or you can come onto your forearms if that's there. If you want to put your bolster in to support your head, you can do that, but we're not going to be here for that much longer. So what I want you to do here, however your shape is feel into the right side. And imagine you can surrender that to gravity. Good. Take one more full breath in. Maybe open your mouth side out. And you might even keep your eyes closed, my friends. You're just going to walk your hands back or come up. I'm going to keep my legs like this, but if you need to fold them in or do whatever, honor your practice. So we're just going to invite in this softness. We are coming to the quiet time of our practice. Okay, again, so we're going to do the same thing on the right side. If you want to fold the left leg in, that's totally fine. I'm just adjusting on my prop. Right arm's going to stay out, left arm lifts. I'm going to crescent over. Good. And then I'm going to turn to look down and just reach. So my right hand is pushing the floor down and away, and I'm reaching this left arm. And as you inhale, reach back up. And as you exhale, just open it behind you. And then you'll inhale and sweep up. We'll just come back to that same twist, slowly reaching, opening. And then release that left hand down to the inside of the right leg. Extend yourself out. If it's too much in the inner left hip crease, fold the leg in. Otherwise, the arms can go wide, head can drop, jaw drops, or maybe you can come onto your forearms. However you are here, you're finding that place of resistance, of breath, and then really feeling it in the left side of you. That could be all the way down that left side flank and into the left hip crease. Just release into gravity. And let's just take 2 more breaths here. And then you'll walk yourself upright. Again, you might keep your eyes closed. And as you come upright here, you can bring yourself into cross-legged or whatever you need to do. Just take a moment, feel. Good. Okay. So we're going to do one more forward fold here. It could be in your cross-legged or it could be in your fire log. If this is a pose that works for you, great. And if it's a pose that you can modify however you need to, is fine. So here I cut the feet in, I lift the hips, I come back. This is, it is what it is. Prop up however you like. And then just breathe here. That could be cross-legged. I'm going to say it again. You get a lot of hip mobility sitting cross-legged. And if you can come forward even a little bit, just to bring more fire into your fire log pose, or bring yourself all the way down. If this is not in your wheelhouse today and you just want to sit up and drop your head, as long as you're in it, it's all good. It's happening. So breathe here. Okay, again, you might find some movement. Maybe it's a little bit of cat-cow or swaying, moving, or circulating, whatever it is. I'm going to take 3 more breaths here. Just melt in. Good. Okay. If you folded forward, walk yourself upright. And then if you need to stretch the legs, which you might need to, you move your toes in and out. That's going to move that whole hip crease. Okay, I'm going to move my ankles, and then we'll come to second side. So again, it could be opposite cross of your legs, or we take ankle over knee over ankle. Prop up, make it nice for yourself, throw in as much as you need. I don't know where you're at, but you put the props in. Then you find your fire log, however it is, lift yourself up. So already I can feel the stoking of the fire. Maybe you fold forward or you just stay. It's all good. Wherever you are, breathe like the bellows, firing up the fire. And at the same time, release into the earth. And lovingly bring yourself upright and do what you need to do with your legs. Maybe it's a windshield wiper. That might feel nice too. And just move the hip crease a little bit. So it could be, this, whatever works. Good. Okay. And then from here, we're going to prepare to come onto the back. So I'll just turn myself to the side and I'll put my blanket I was sitting on up here for my head. So as we come down, my friends, we are going to move into Savasana from here. So you can set up your props as you like to support yourself. And if you want to do legs up the wall, you know that that is always there for you. And as I say that, I look at my wall, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I'm going to do that too. So I'll just leave everything as it is and then put on my sweatshirt and we'll come down to lie down. And once you hit your, no, I'm going to change that language. Once you come down onto your back, maybe you do it slow, maybe you play a little bit, come down, and we'll just take a few moments to just receive gravity. And so once you've felt yourself on the earth, maybe you give a big sigh, and then we'll bring the knees into the chest. And they don't have to come together. They can go wide if that's better for you. You're just going to rock your knees in and out, just like child's pose. When we bring the knees together, then we're putting more pressure into our abdominals and all of our beautiful organs there. But opening wide is, maybe you feel more in your hips or low back. So you can play with both. Just move the knees in and out, however you have them. Okay, and then I just want to stir the hips a little bit more. And we're going to come to an egg beater. So as you come onto your back, your arms can go out to the sides or anywhere there. I might turn the palms down. I'm going to move the knees over the hips. And then we're going to start to just find your egg beater. So, be playful. I said at the very beginning, we cultivate our play and our joy. And you feel as you do this, maybe you feel your back twisting, your hips moving, all of that stuff. And you can make it bigger, right? You can move your legs bigger. You can keep them smaller. Good. And then reverse your egg beater. Now go the opposite way. And feel all the goodness that comes from this. That's why swimming is so good for us too. It'll probably be a while before we do that. In a pool. I don't know, maybe. Good. Okay. And then just come to rest again. I'm going to hug the knees in. And this time I'm just going to let them be here. So I have my knees together. Fingers are interlaced on the top. If that's no good for you, however you need to do this. Tuck your chin a little bit and do nothing. But breathe, receive, release. So deepen your breath. In and out through your nose. Good. And then we'll release the legs, feet to the floor. You can stretch your legs out if you're going to Savasana from here. But if there's anything else you want to do, you throw it in. I'm going to roll to the side, come up and just move into legs up the wall. So however you want to do that. I have a support for my hips. And I have my blanket, which I'll use to wrap my legs up with, and an eye pillow. And we'll rest for just a little over 5 minutes. And that same idea that we've been cultivating this whole practice of releasing to gravity, get grounded. So I'm just going to put my legs in here and pop up onto this bolster. I'm just giving you a play-by-play. Hopefully you're already in your place and you're comfortable. Receive this beautiful setup you create for yourself. If you need a support under your head, put it there. Good. Resting into your practice, into your stillness, and releasing into gravity. Release to gravity. Let yourself surrender. And surrender a little more deeply. Notice any tension in your jaw, your tongue, your eyes. Maybe repeat the word surrender 3 times to yourself. And as you feel yourself drop more deeply, you may choose to stay in your rest for longer. It's beautiful and lovely. And if you're ready to start to journey your way out, then just do it very mindfully, slowly, moving your fingers, your wrists, your ankles, your toes. As you're ready, you can bend your knees and place your feet on the floor, the wall, your prop, whatever you have. If you want to hug your knees in for a moment or two, that would be your next place. And roll over to your side and rest in the fetal position for a little bit until you feel you're ready to come up. If you do choose to come up to sitting, just feel like you are awakening to a new energy, a new space, and one you dropped into an hour ago. Just resting in your stillness for a few moments, honoring all the work that you've done to bring you here. Joining your palms together at your heart. And as you inhale, lengthen, and as you exhale, bow your chin. Just taking a moment to honor yourself, the people in your life, all the blessings you have been gifted and granted and invited, called in, manifested. Good. Oh, we have a visitor. And so we'll seal this practice together, my friends, with our May We Be Blessed mantra in the Om. We'll inhale, lengthen. May we be blessed with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be healthy and may we be happy. We'll seal that with an Om. Inhale. Bow your chin to your heart, to your hands. Find the flower in your hands like we did at the very beginning. Take a full inhale. Breathe into your hands. Catch your breath. Lift your chin. Open your eyes. And namaste, my friend. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here, honoring your practice. I honor your presence. Honor these doggies. All right.